Hi guys, I'm back. Scroll down to pattern focus. Still a little coffee, but I feel better. I took some time off, went and had something to eat. I feel better, so that's good. So the next one today is called Coroline. I have done this one before. I know I have. There I am, right there. So we're just gonna play with it again. I don't know exactly what I want to do with it yet. I think I did this one, now I look at it, I did this one very similar to this. So I'm thinking maybe I need to be a little more structured and thoughtful about it on this next one. So let's see what I can do. So I'm going to click on it. This is the sort of the finished result here with some shading. You can do it in a row, however you want to do it. So the first step is going to do this sort of spirally shape with a little bit of a curve up here. So a big kind of a spirally, start with a backwards S and go around like that. Then on the other side we're going to make this shape, this kind of curve around here. And then all we're going to do is on this part here and this part here, we're going to do a little bit of darkening to give it that sort of 3D effect. And that's all there is to it. And as you can see over here, depending on how you make this sort of stem part for the swirl, and what you do here, you could make them with long skinny stems or almost nothing here or little pointy bits. Kind of depends. So when you do this part, it depends on how you end up doing it as to what shape that ends up being. So I'm going to give that a bit of a thought and decide what I want to do here. Put that aside over there. Got to tip it up a little bit so I can see it without any glare. Not there. Where do I want to put it? I want it. Need a little something behind my phone. Make it. Aha! Perfect. All right. Turn on my light. Nice and bright. I think I'm going to try. Let's see. I wanna do a bit of a border to keep myself away from my edge. And I think I want to try it sort of mandala-like this time. So I'm going to give myself some guide areas. And I'm going to start from this middle and I'm going to go outward this way, building up. So I'm going to be a little less organic than the last time and see what happens. And I want them to go this way. So I'm actually going to draw them kind of upside down. So I'm going to start here. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to start here and I'm going to come up and I'm going to go around and I'm going to make it nice and big with a nice spiral like so. And I'm going to do that for all 4 sections, and then I'll do the middle ones separately. But I'm going to do those, all that first step first, which is not what you'd normally do, but I want to kind of make sure that I've got that shape going that I want. And then on this side, and I'm going to actually turn this upside down like that because that's how I've drawn it. So right about here, I'm going to come and I'm going to come down into that spot there. Right about here, up and down. Kind of like that. They're all organic, they're all slightly different, but I like that. And now I want to do that same thing again But I think maybe going the other way. Let's do it the other way. And have a little bit of an overlap. Like that. Something of that nature. And then coming the other way. So I've got 4 of them going toward the right and 4 of them going toward the left. I like how that looks. I'm happy with that structure. And then what you want to do is right here in this spot, and make yourself a little dark area coming this way. Here, like that. And then also in here, like this. That gives it that sort of 3D sort of look. That one looks much more 3D than this one next to it. And then I'm just going to do that all the way around. Like so. Some of them, of course, are going to be more on one side than the other because they're lefties and righties, but and somewhere in here. See? That's cool. Hearing a noise. I shouldn't be hearing a noise. I'm the only one home. I'm going to look out my window. Nope. Must be the neighbor. Okay. Sorry about that. I was distracted. But I had to figure out what was the noise. My son has gone up to visit his cousins again. They are moving. Apparently their landlord has sold the house, so my niece and nephew have to move with their kids. So my son's gone up to help them move this weekend. And yeah, they've in their 15 years of marriage, they've had to move 10 times. That's crazy to me. I've lived in the same house since 1989. I can't even imagine moving that many times. My husband and I, since we've been together, have moved 3 times. We purchased a home together just before we got married. And then when we found this house, we purchased this house, but it was it was a brand new build in a housing tract, and we had to wait for the house to be built. So it took about, I'm trying to remember. We moved in October. I believe we bought the house in January? February? Something like that. So it took like 8 or 9 months. And in the meanwhile, we had sold our other house. So we moved temporarily into his grandma's residence. She was no longer living there. She had moved in with his parents because she couldn't really take care of herself anymore. And so grandma was living with mom and dad, and we moved into grandma's house for those few months while our house was being built. And then we've been here ever since. So I don't even want to think about if we ever have to move. We've got so much stuff. That's what living in one place for 30 some years will do to you. That's pretty. I like that. I like the way that looks. So now I'm just going to, I'm going to leave it just like that. I could build on it. I could add more. But I think I'm just going to leave it simple like this. I'm going to erase all my guidelines because I don't need them. You might not even be able to see them at this point, but I know they're there. All right. And C-O-R-O-L-I-N-E. I'll just do that and give it a little bit of shading. For sure, anywhere where there's overlap. And maybe down here. And maybe like in this here. I think that's what I'm going to do. So kind of this way and this way. I need to sharpen my pencil. It's got an issue. Every so often on your graphite pencils, you'll find a spot in your pencil that's like, must have a really hard bit of, I think graphite, I don't know what graphite is. It's a rock, isn't it? I think. Is graphite a rock? What is graphite? All right, Google, you're going to tell me. What is graphite?
Here's the definition of graphite. A gray, crystalline, allotropic form of carbon that occurs as a mineral in some rocks and can be made from coke. It is used as a solid lubricant in pencils and as a moderator in nuclear reactors.
I see. Who knew about the nuclear reactor thing? So it is a crystalline carbon, right? And so I think every so often you get a rock crystal in your lead, and you get kind of a scratchy thing happens. And to me, the only way I can get rid of it is to just use my sharpener and just get rid of that section of pencil. And I may have to do that because it feels kind of scratchy. Little scratchy. Something like that. I think I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to get me a little blending stump. Blend these guys out. I love those. Once you get the graphite on there, 3D sort of wormy look. That's pretty cool. Okay. Awesome. That's cool. So now I'm going to add my white, because you know I can't do without adding my white. Just like that, I think. Oh, that is so pretty. Going a little bit right there too. Just a little. How awesome are those? Ah, I love it. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys about Thanksgiving, because, you know, I'm drawing these on the day after Thanksgiving. Black Friday is when I'm doing this drawing. I do not go out shopping on Black Friday, let me tell you. But we had a great Thanksgiving. I did have to work in the morning. It wasn't as bad as I expected it to be, but, you know, I came home and my friends were here and they'd been here all day. They started out with breakfast at our house, and then they had a little snack and they had a little lunch. And then when I got home, dinner was almost ready and my parents were here, my mom and my stepdad, and my sister didn't make it, but that's okay. She was with her son and his girlfriend, and she thought maybe she'd be able to come. But she stayed later than she thought over there, so she didn't pop by the house, which is all right. And yeah. So we had, how many did we have? We had 11 for dinner last night. And, you know, traditional turkey and so forth. We had an experimental sort of pumpkin, you know, it was kind of like, for dessert, I think it was supposed to be kind of like an apple crisp, but a pumpkin crisp or a crumble of some sort. It was unsuccessful. But the ice cream was good. Yeah. We just decided to just scrape it into the trash last night when I was cleaning up, and I was looking at it and you know, it really looks like burnt raw cookie dough. My husband said that was a good description. It didn't. It was one of those things you should have practiced beforehand and then decided to choose something else, you know. But the experimental corn dish we did practice with a couple of days before, and it turned out good. The sort of corn casserole in the crock pot, that turned out good. So we had one good and one not so good. That's all right. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And that's totally different from the one I did before, the Coroline that I did before. I don't remember exactly what it looked like, but I know it's different from that little thumbnail from the YouTube video. It's totally different from what I did. So that's cool, right? Always you can do different things with each pattern. You don't have to follow what you did last time. You can choose to do it in various other ways. I think this came out really good, and I'm happy with it. So I will see you tomorrow. We're going to continue down the letter C path and try to get everything done that we can get done today. I don't know. It's now late in the afternoon, and I don't know how much more drawing I want to do, but I haven't gotten very far. I've only done 2. Usually I do 3 or 4, sometimes the entire week. I was hoping to do the entire week. I don't think I'm going to get that far. But I want to do at least 2 more today. We'll see. All right, you guys have a great day. I will see you tomorrow. And go out and do something nice for someone today, all right? See you later. Bye.